What's up, guys? Today we got Hudson Barth on the podcast. Now, I know a lot of you probably don't know his name, but I guarantee you are going to be entertained. We're going to talk all about his transition from high school football to college football, how he put the weight on, and how he transitioned from all of that into how he trains now and the adjustments that he made. And along with that, we're also going to talk a little bit about metal music, and at the very end, we have one hell of a poop story. Yeah, you heard me right. One great poop story. So buckle up. Here we go.
All right, I'm here.
Here it is. One sec. Let me just hook up the audio.
Sure.
Because it wasn't coming in before. Intro probably sounds like garbage.
That's just a pain in the ass. I have to go into the Apple terminal and type in sudo commands into the actual Unix terminal in order to kill the camera apps and stuff. It takes forever. But we got it.
Way more tech savvy than me, my friend. All right. So, am I coming in clear on your end?
You are, yeah.
All right. I think I'm just gonna ditch the headset.
All right. Before everything starts, should I censor myself? I don't know what audience you're catering to. So shits and fucks and stuff.
I got an audience of 3 right now, so I mean, I love all 3 of them, but I mean, I'm not holding back. Right. I want it raw and real.
Well, sounds good to me then.
All right. Yeah. Fair warning. This is like the beginning of the podcast where we're gonna say, just hold on to your seats. Hudson doesn't hold back. He is like the definition of expletive, whatever the heck the word is. So, Hudson, introduce yourself. Tell yourself. Give a little intro.
My name is Hudson. I'm from New Providence, New Jersey, and I trained with Brian for a few years back in high school while I was trying to get all big and beefy for football. And
the whole GFP team had a good time with Hudson.
Yeah, so he helped me get there, and then I quit. So yeah.
So there's that.
And yeah. Other than that, I guess I go to school at William and Mary down in Virginia, and I'm studying physics, and I can't wait to get the hell out of here. So that's my life.
Awesome. So before you hopped on, I gave a little bit of an intro and said that we're going to be talking a lot about how to gain weight, because that's not a topic that comes up a lot. It's mostly how do I shed the pounds, but I want to give the people a little something different. So we got the intro down. So this isn't your first podcast. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the one that you recently did that you seem to have a blast on?
Yeah, so I originally had a podcast back when I first got down to school, and that went for about a year or so. But then recently, I sent a submission in of a story I told about kind of taking a poop in a Cracker Barrel, and then it actually made it into the YouTube video his name is Noel Miller. He's got a lot of subscribers. I was very surprised. And then he had me back about a week later to do a more in-depth interview about it. And that kind of blew up my Instagram, and I've had to turn notifications off on my phone and all that, but pretty good time. It's crazy what talking about poop can get you, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, these are all problems we all have. Am I right? But we'll save the Cracker Barrel story I want to end on that.
Okay.
Let's hold that one off.
Sure.
So awesome. Well, I'm glad you graced us with your presence.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what was your starting weight when you came to the gym for the first time? What was your weight when you and Vince met?
So when Vince and I met when I was in like 5th grade, and then I kind of trained up through there. But when I first decided to get serious about, like I said, I want to play football in college, I sat down with Vince, and I had just finished up my junior season in football, and I think I was about 205 pounds at that time. I still had a bit of growing to do, but yeah, he said if you want to gain weight, this is what it's going to take. And those first couple of weeks, for the first year and a half, I wrote down everything that I ate. I still have like the notes apps. I could tell you like what I ate on January 21st for dinner, but But the first couple of weeks I was slacking a little bit. And Vince pulled me aside and was like, "Do you actually want to do this, or are you just wasting my time?" Like, because I think he asked me what I ate for breakfast. I was like, "I haven't eaten yet." And he's like, "Are you saying?" And he's like, Come sit in my office." And he fucking, he gave me the work. But I mean, I deserved it, and he was right. So, but yeah, about 205. And then after that, going into my senior season, I think I was up by like 250. I think the most I hit before my senior season was like 255. And then I lost a lot of weight during my senior season because our coach was not very smart in the way that he trained us. And I finished my senior season at 218. And then by that following July, I was 285. So a lot of ups and downs. And then the summer after I quit football, I was back down to 235. So it's just a matter of, wherever I wanted to be at, I could. It's just you gotta do it.
Yeah. So it seems like 230 is your happy weight.
I'm sitting at like 260 right now, and I feel pretty good.
260. Okay.
Yeah, I'm at the point now because this past winter break I had nothing but time, so I was hitting the gym all the time, and I'm now significantly stronger than I was when I was really heavy. And I think part of that is because I'm 21 now and I was 18 back then. But yeah, like I put 315 up on bench for a triple 2 weeks ago, and that's more than I was ever able to do when I was a super big boy. My squat is still pretty garbage, but it's better than it was.
Hey, as long as that hip pain's gone, am I right?
Oh, it's a new thing in my legs every week. So
I'm convinced
right now
it's
not a hip.
I'm convinced it's your family. Charlie's got the same crap going on.
Very well might be.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, Charlie's his younger brother who's also a stud. So it seems like the hip.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right.
He's all right.
We can't let him know he's a stud.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so thank you for sharing that. How did you do it? Okay, so we get these big numbers like 280 from 218. Like, how the hell did you do it?
A lot of eating more than any regular person would ever want to. Eating so much, like to the extent that it still affects me now in the way that I order from restaurants, because I'm like, give me 2 entrees, and then I finish the first and I'm like, fuck, I cannot eat this second one. But it's just my eyes are bigger than my stomach, and that's kind of residual from that period of time. I mean, it started that first year. I was writing down literally everything that I ate, and then back when Joe and Matt were still working there, they would read it over every week and be like, oh, you got to get some more in here, you got to get some more in there. But it's about 7 meals a day and 2 protein shakes. So I'd wake up, eat breakfast, go to school, and we weren't allowed to eat in our 10. Well, I'd have to eat at 10 a.m. because it was about every 2 or 3 hours I'd have to eat. And at 10 a.m. I had my physics class, and my physics professor didn't let us eat. So every day I went to the bathroom with a sandwich and some like hummus and peppers, and I would eat it became known as the physics bathroom sandwich amongst the class. And I would do that. Then I'd have lunch at like 12. Get home from school, I'd eat again. Then I'd go lift. I'd eat after lifting. That'd probably be around 6 or 7. And then I'd eat again at like 10 or 11 right before I went to bed. And that sucked. Eating right before bed sucks because you go to bed, you're just like, you feel like you're about to explode. You got to wake up to shit like once or twice a night, like in the middle of the night to go take a shit. It's the worst. I hate it. But that's what it took to get, it was about 2 pounds a week for 6 months.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's hard to believe, but putting weight on when you've got a revving metabolism is 1,000 times harder than losing weight.
Yeah. And it's my metabolism has definitely slowed now. Like, last semester when school was getting, not last semester, last fall, when school was getting really bad, I stopped going to the gym because I didn't have time. And I was inadvertently back up to like 270. I was just a fat fuck. I felt terrible. And the only thing I would do like in my free time was I just drink beer and play video games. Like you just polish off 340s in the night. It was just stupid. So I got back, but then I got back down to like 240 once I got home. Just a matter, you just got to work out consistently and not eat like an animal.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's an extreme example, but I mean, everybody fluctuates, whether it be 30 pounds in your case or 5-10 pounds here and there for most normal people. Fluctuations happen.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'd go to bed at like, this is back when I was trying to put on weight. I'd go to bed at, let's say I was in the middle of that scan. I'd go at like 255, and then I'd wake up, take a piss, and I'd be like 243. And it's just like, okay, cool.
Yep.
Just
hey,
lost
it's crazy.
9 pounds. Yeah.
I mean, weight does not always mean fat. Weight is held in a whole lot of different places.
Yeah.
Have you ever weighed yourself pre and post poo?
I'm sure I have. I usually do it around Thanksgiving just to see like what the damage is. I think the most I think 5 or 6 pounds has been like the most, but that's not purely poop. I don't think. I think there's a lot of pee in there too. But yeah, something like that.
Hey, I remember when I did the bodybuilding, I was so anal about the weight. I would do this. I would see like what the difference was, and no joke, it was 3 to 5 pounds. Like, you want a good weigh-in, take a good poo.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Especially when you wake up. After you wake up and pee when you haven't eaten for so long, you are like not only very lean but very light. That's at least that's what I've noticed. It's like, oh, I can see my abs in the morning, and then I eat breakfast, and now I can't. Cool.
Hey, I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
People get like so worked up, like, oh, I look so good, but then it's all gone by the end of the day. It's like, that's just normal. That's
Your
normal.
stomach expands. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, when you see like these pictures of people on magazines or like on Instagram, like that's them in the, like, probably at that perfect timing. Like,
and they haven't eaten in like 3 days either. Like,
yeah, they don't look like that at 9 at night.
and people who are in that shape will tell. I mean, you did it too. People who are in, I've never been in that good of shape before, but people who are will tell you that it's miserable and that they wouldn't recommend it. Like, you do it for a goal, like all these dudes getting ready for movies and stuff. They're absolutely shredded. But then when they're not doing the movies, they're not like that, because it's miserable to be like that.
Yeah. I mean, you ever see Mark Wahlberg in between movies? I mean, he's rocking a little pudge there.
Yeah. Same thing with the what's his name? Jason Momoa as well. People are giving him shit. They're like, he's not ripped anymore. It's like, what'd you expect him to, like, he's still in better shape than all of us.
He's a normal dude. What can you do? Yeah. I mean, but to your point, like you say, like, not as in shape as those people. Honestly, I wouldn't even consider that in shape. Like, you see these NFL guys like Gronk or Tom Brady or whatever, and they're not rocking six packs. Like, yeah, you can see a little bit on Gronk, but if you don't have that cushion, you're not going to perform.
Some of the receivers are pretty low in body fat, but like you're looking at like defensive ends and, like, you know, I mean, Aaron Donald's an anomaly in every sense like that. I don't know how that man is that big. And allegedly not on any supplements, but I would doubt it.
I find it hard to believe there's so few guys in the NFL that have popped positive for steroids.
Yeah.
It's a little iffy there.
But like, you're looking at dudes like Myles Garrett. These guys are all shredded, but they're sitting at like between 8 to 12%, and that's a very healthy place to be. Like, you still maintain energy at that point. When you're super low body fat, you don't have energy to do shit.
No. And like 8 to 12% is like a healthy percentage. Like, to put it in perspective, like, I did the natural bodybuilding stuff and I got down to 6% according to that InBody. And like, there's guys on the Olympia stage that are like 3%. So like, it's a different level of lean. When you see abs, that's like 10-ish%. But when you start seeing veins on the abs, that's like 5.
Yeah. It's like those, what, you know, those, like, the as seen on TV thing that's going to like condense your closet. You put all your clothes in a bag and then vacuum the shit out. That's what those people look like.
Exactly. That's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm glad to backtrack, I'm glad you brought up the toilet sandwiches, because I was not going to let you get away with not bringing that up.
You got to. It was essential. Had to get the calories in.
All right. Now, let's go into the training.
Sure.
So you said back in high school, the approach was not the best. And what did you do different in college that helped you pack on the weight? And it was like mostly muscle. It wasn't like you just getting chunky and fat.
So, well, the training in Gabriel was fine for what we were doing, for what I did in high school. I think I probably overtrained a little bit, just because, you know, I'd be going to Gabriel 3 times a week. I'd be doing all of our high school's workouts as well. And then right after our high school workouts in the summers, Matt would come to the turf and then run our asses. And it would be like the 3 people that decided to stay after the practice, which already had built-in conditioning. There were like 3 of us who would stay out on the turf and do that. And I remember the first day, and I had your camera went away. Oh, there it is. But I remember
I'm back.
the first time I ever did that, I also was playing summer lacrosse for some reason at that time, and I had practice later that night. My mom came to pick me up, and I had just finished with Matt's workout, and I was like so tired that I was like almost crying. I think I probably was crying. It's like how tired I was. Like, I still have to go to lacrosse. I couldn't breathe.
I mean, you're big, but you're a bitch, but you're a big bitch.
Yeah, exactly. So and that was fine. My issue in high school with my junior year was fine. I mean, there was no emphasis on form at all in the school weight room, so I kind of relied on what y'all had taught me to do that. You know, you get high school sophomores like, yeah, man, I just max squatted 400 pounds, and they go down like 3 inches. I get on Charlie about that all the time because he's like, I was like, no, you didn't.
I mean, we make sure his butt is like that close to the ground.
Yeah,
because he's capable of it. Not everybody can get that depth with a perfectly flat back, but Charlie's one of those rare few.
I can't. I have to I only front squat nowadays. I can't do back squat. I just fuck myself up.
I mean, honestly, everybody should be front squatting. Back squat is not as good as front squat. I'm sorry. I'll say it. I'm putting it out there.
Back squat's
go
great.
ahead.
Back squat's great if you want to hurt your back, at least in my experience. But yeah, but then senior year, they just fired our old coach and then brought this new guy in for 1 year. And his workouts were he would just condition us until we dropped every Monday. There was one time where at the last, we would do these like fitness rounds, and those are fine, but we would do like 10 of them. And then at the very end, he would just make us do jumping jacks until you gave up. And I was the captain. So I was like, okay, I gotta put on here, I'm the captain of the team. So I was like, within the last 3 to drop, we did jumping jacks for an hour straight. And then I couldn't feel my calves in like all the way up that was on Monday. On Friday, I couldn't even run. So I was like, all right, cool. Thanks, coach. I never tried that hard again and for any of those things because it was just like stupid to just burn yourself out. But then we would do these weightlifting circuits during the season where everybody would have like, there'd be like 135 on the bench and then maybe like 225 on a deadlift. And there'd be like 13 stations and you'd be with a partner that was not even close to related to like how strong you were. And you had 30 seconds. So you would go and then switch. You didn't have enough time to actually switch the weights. So I was just, whatever the sophomore left on the bar, I would now do. And we would just do this like speed workout around the gym at these different stations. It was terrible. So the combination of, one, running all the time, and 2, not getting stronger at all. I dropped like almost 40 pounds over the course of 3 months in the season. I was so skinny by the end of the season. It was really bad.
Yeah. Hey, it happens. And I've been on the strength coach end. It's tough when you got 50, 60 guys all trying to work out, doing the same thing. It's a logistical nightmare. So if any high school strength coaches are listening, I feel for you. I really do. Because on top of that, you got a bunch of teenage shitheads that are like, I just want to lift. I just want to lift big.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there are worse problems in the world, but it's tough.
And then we got to college, and honestly, the training in college, I didn't actually think was all that great, at least for myself. We didn't condition in college at all. The only time we ran, I think, was when somebody left trash on the field, and they ran us. But even that wasn't that bad. And then the lifting, maybe it was just me, because a lot of the kids that I go to school with were much stronger than me. But we'd come in and like do a very quick warm up, and then it's just like throw 225 on front squat and bang it out, and that's our warm up weight. And I was just like, and as an 18-year-old who was not nearly as strong as I am now, that was too much. And I would hurt myself in the first round of lifting, and then the rest of the exercise would be like, oh. Yeah. And then not to mention, it's much harder to keep the food going the right way with the dining halls and stuff, because the dining halls, it's a lot easier when, my parents always had like good chicken in the fridge and all that. And the dining halls here, it's just a bunch of shit. So it's a lot harder to keep the food aspect on. I was pretty miserable while I was playing.
Hey, college problems.
Yeah.
So now that you've gone through that evolution of like high school training and then training, I mean, you were training in a D1 college weight room. So now that you've gone through that whole experience, how has your training changed now?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think for me, it's just been a shift in goals, really. In when you're training for something, you're training for football, you're training to have a really good squat or whatever. How you feel and how your body feels, those kind of come second to the goal. And that's just the nature of having that goal. And also, I mean, let alone how you look didn't mean shit. I was a fat tub of shit when I was gone. Yeah. So you're training for that stuff and you're like, oh, my knees hurt, oh, my back hurts, whatever. It doesn't matter. Keep squatting, keep hand cleaning. It doesn't matter that you're hurting, or it doesn't matter that you don't feel good. You're trying to get stronger. You're trying to just be an immovable object. And then it took me a little bit after I had quit to realize this, but I was like, I'm in the gym doing the same exercises I was doing while I was playing football. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm running myself into the ground. I make a good 2 to 3 months of progress, then I get hurt, and then I have to start over again. So I just kind of shifted the goal to like, I want to look good, I want to feel good, and I want to be strong too, but I want to make sure that I actually feel all right. And so I just kind of, if this exercise hurts, like the back squat, I would have never even thought about cutting that out a couple of years ago, but I was just like, every time I back squat, I get hurt. So let me just kick it out of the program entirely, see what happens. And what started happening was my front squat skyrocketed because I could do it consistently. And then I was doing a bunch of supplementary leg exercises with like, kettlebells and doing a lot of Bulgarians, which suck, but that's why I need to do them, is because they're so hard. And
you feel good after, right?
Feel awful. Those are if you want to know how strong your willpower is, just do Bulgarians and you'll find that limit real fast.
I'm trying to trick people into doing split squats just to experience it. After this podcast, they're gonna be like, never.
They're the worst, but they're very good. But yeah, just doing a bunch of like supplementary exercises, a lot more focus on cardio, a lot more focus on core, and then just allowing myself to give myself feedback. I make all my own programs now, so it's not like I'm following some other. It's like, if I don't like this, or it doesn't make me feel good, or I don't think it's doing anything, I just kill it and try something else. And I don't even really cycle through different workouts every couple months. I have one spreadsheet that like I'll just change an exercise based on either the gym that I'm at. Like when I go home, there's different equipment than when I'm here, but like I'll just change it up as to fit my environment and fit what I do. And I know that it's just a matter of consistency for me. If I'm not getting stronger, or if I'm getting out of shape, it's not because my workout is the problem. It's because I haven't been going to the gym, or I've been eating like an asshole. So I just kind of slowly found this thing, and I don't think it's perfect, but it's good enough. But yeah, that's kind of how I changed what I do.
I mean, honestly, considering you're in college right now and that's like prime time for dumb training, like that's very impressive that like you figured out like your willingness to adapt is huge. Like that's something like I just learned at 20, 25, 26, and I've been implementing it for a couple of years, and it's a game changer. Like people get so married to certain exercises like back squatting or benching. So, I mean, when's the last time, do you keep the barbell bench in, or have you done like dumbbells?
Yeah. That's probably my favorite one because I'm just good at it. I keep that one in there, but I do a lot of dumbbell stuff. Yesterday I was doing an incline dumbbell bench for like 5 sets of 8. And I was able to bring out the hundos for the first time in a while. So that was cool. You always love when you just be like, yeah, I lifted those above my head for multiple reps. This is cool. But
now, did you finish it off with a post with a picture saying taking the hundos for a ride?
No.
Then it doesn't count. Doesn't count. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to burst your bubble, bud.
I sent one picture to my friend from home who was like, who we talk about that shit every once in a while, but nothing super public. Yeah.
So we've gone over pretty much everything. Okay. What, I guess now is the best time to bring it up. Let's hear that Cracker Barrel story.
Oh, interesting. I'll see if I can tell it more concisely than I did. Basically, my friends and I would always go to Cracker Barrel because the food was good, and it would just destroy our stomachs every time. We'd all just be throwing up, or vomiting, or throwing up is vomiting, throwing up, or having diarrhea, or like just bad stomach issues. So we'd go every once in a while. We'd always order like the fried chicken, and then a couple years later, it's fantastic. You just got to pay the price.
Hey, I went to West Virginia. I know all about Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. So then a couple years later, I was down at school, and I went with a couple of my friends from here, and I ordered the same thing, and I felt the diarrhea coming on, so I rushed to the bathroom, and I was in a stall that like didn't lock, so I took the shit and it didn't lock, and then I looked to the left and there's no toilet paper, so I kind of like made sure nobody was there, and I waddled around to the other side and finished up over there. And a couple of flushes later, there was no water in the tank, so I was finishing up with the last piece of toilet paper, and I was just like, oh, well, I'll just throw it in the toilet that's next to me. There's no way anybody's in there because there's no toilet paper and it doesn't lock. So I just kind of like looked over and threw it down, and there ended up being somebody in there. So so I felt really bad, yeah, and that happened. That was one of the most awkward things that's ever happened to me. You just throwing used toilet paper at somebody.
I honestly don't know how to react. Just sitting there like the hell?
Yeah, I felt terrible. It was really bad.
Now, was there a verbal response, or did they just like shut the trap and were like, this mother effer? Like,
I just heard him go like, "Oh," when he got hit because he didn't know what was happening. He sounded like somebody just got hit with a sword in Minecraft, just like, "Oh." Uh, but yeah. And then I was just asking him like, "Do you need toilet paper?" Because there was none in there, and I was like, "You're gonna need some." So
can
do
you
you?
can you
And he was like,
spare a
"Nah."
square?
He's like, "No, I don't need anything. I'm good. I'm good." And I was like, "Okay." I felt really bad.
You passed the point of being nice. It was game over.
Yeah, I already like violated this man too much for him to be decent to me at all. Yeah.
Oh man, I can see why that caught so much traction.
Yeah. I was very surprised that it actually got put in. I saw he put that email out, and I was like, I think I have a story that could work, and it ended up being one of the better ones in that whole thing. So I was excited about that.
Very nice. I'm very glad that people now know Hudson Barth.
Yeah, tie my last name in there too. Make it a Google search now. I'm not getting any jobs from anywhere.
Now, before we wrap it up, I got one more thing. For
Sure.
people that don't know, Hudson is a big metal fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for any other metalheads out there, what is your go-to recommendation? Is there something you're listening to like right now that you're obsessed with?
Oh boy.
Or do you want to promote your own stuff?
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm always trying to listen to new stuff, and the stuff that I'm about to recommend is probably not for the casual fan. So I'll go like in different layers of. If you're not really into metal at all and you're looking for some fun stuff that you could probably get down with, I'd probably go with Ghost's most recent record from 2018. It's called Prequel. Very accessible, very catchy, very hooky, well written, good stuff. Step up from there, I guess a little bit heavier, more of a mainstream band, but still very progressive, at least in some of their previous albums. I'd recommend the band Gojira. Very, very creative band, but still he does screaming, but he kind of does it in a way that's a little bit more melodic. So I would imagine that a step up from there, people would still get funky with it. And then for the super hardcore, like meat and potatoes death metal shit, two records that really blew me away this past year were Undeath has a record called Legions of a Different Kind, and that's just like 40 minutes straight of foot to penis. Like it's fucking just it's really good. And then another band called Undergang. I believe they're from Denmark. I don't know how to pronounce their album title because it's all in Danish, but Undergang, it's just under and then gang is one word. They put out some of the most disgusting death metal I've heard in a long time. So those would be my 3 tiers of recommendations for depending on where you're at.
Awesome. I appreciate the staggered levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that being said, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for
really
having me,
appreciate it, man. I miss having you in the gym.
I miss being there. I just I got to pay for it myself now, so I just got to go to the local place, which still I think is robbing me. Down here, it's $35 a month to go to the gym. It's fantastic.
Hey, I mean, you don't need to pay a whole lot to get a good gym nowadays.
No, you don't at all.
just need a good online trainer.
Yep. Let's promote Brian real quick. Everybody go. No. Everybody take his programs.
But let the people know where to find you if they want some more Hudson Barth in their life.
I'm always right behind you. My Instagram is bhbarth, BARTH, and that's about the most popular one. So right there is probably all you really need if you want to know what I'm up to. A lot of stupid shit going up on there all the time. So
hey, I mean, I will say this: anytime I see your story pop up, I get excited.
Awesome.
After the igloo and now all the stuff you put out now, it's a whole lot of fun.
Love it. Well, I appreciate that.
All right. Well, I won't rob any more of your time. I'll let you get on with your day.
Well, you weren't robbing any time. I had a great time. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody at Gabriel's still doing well. Although I don't really know anybody there anymore. It's kind of a revolving door since I've last been there. But
yeah,
hope they're all doing well.
It is what it is. We still got some people that remember you. So
yeah,
hopefully you'll grace us with your presence next time you're around.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to stop by. Have a good one.
Awesome, man. Thank you. See you later.
See you.